Football Fast Break. The show that brings you unfiltered, unapologetic, opinionated, pure pro football talk. Now let's go to the guys with this week's show. Yeah!
It's Pro Football Fast Break. It's our end of year. Look, 2022 is coming to an end. 23 is about to come. So I got one question for each of us. Actually, it's two questions. As we get set for the new year, what team or teams have surprised you the most in a positive way? And what team this season are you most disappointed with? And it can be both, and I'll give you mine first. And that is, I'm going to start with on the positive. It's pretty easy for me. It would be the Detroit Lions, regardless of how the season ends. I got to say, Jared Goff in Detroit.
That immediately came to my mind was Detroit.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's like, you just can't say enough for nobody really expected that. We all thought it was possible, but nobody thought that was going to happen. Now, here's on the negative what I'm most disappointed with, and it's not the entire team. Honestly, it's one thing, and it's the strategy and the play calling of the Pittsburgh Steelers on offense.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed with the Pittsburgh Steelers with the unwillingness to make a change at offensive coordinator, what that's cost the team. I'm disappointed, and it's funny because I'm not disappointed with Kenny Pickett. The draft was good.
Nope.
I loved the Claypool.
Draft.
When they traded Claypool was good.
Perfect trade.
I mean, everything about the team, other than that, really has been somewhat positive.
Good defensive pickups in the off-season leading into this season.
So
guys are actually performing off those. So
like Levi Wallace is huge. That
we make
him up
good.
Great.
It's weird because we do make like good roster moves. Like we make good player moves.
Well, you can't fix any part of our roster besides the O-line in some spots, and they're not even playing that terrible.
No.
They're not good, but they're not that bad.
I don't see. You're right. Some games, it's not like we're just getting blasted through the line every time, but there is definitely.
But I mean, our quarterbacks are getting rocked.
There's definitely,
and they have no time to throw it. So
no, that definitely happens. But it's
our only issue is the O-line and the offensive coordinator. Only issue. The Bengals got to the Super Bowl with the worst O-line in the league. The fuck are you doing?
So, to me, that's the most. I mean, there's a lot to be disappointed about in this year of teams.
Yeah,
you guys will probably have them.
I can give you a long list of teams to be disappointed in.
So there's mine. So who wants to go next? Jacob? Or Tim?
I'll tell you a team. I'll tell you a team that surprising though.
That'll
the
make
Eagles favorites to win the Super Bowl.
So if you had to pick one thing that surprised you the most in a positive way, be the Eagles. Yeah, because
Miami.
Yeah,
now you've taken out
just because I thought Tua was shit.
Now I have nothing.
Well, you have to think of a third thing, Tim. No, you could still. It can be the same.
Yeah, I know. Well, he threw in Miami, which I was actually thinking of saying Miami.
But then, if you want to know the teams that are disappointing this year, Denver is the most disappointing thing in sports history, probably the worst trade in history.
And Russell Wilson coming there, they gave up everything, and it's just backfired.
They're paying him so much.
John Elway, a quarterback, runs the team, and he's just striking out like that.
Yeah.
And he's striking out. Like, it's happened multiple times for him.
I know.
Yeah, I think
the
Denver.
biggest disappointment in the entire league is by far Denver.
I think it might be Denver if you had to say at this point.
It has to be. The only teams doing worse than them are the Bears and the Texans. The only teams with a worse record than them. And
the Bears sucked, and we knew they sucked. So.
Yeah.
Tim, what's that leave you now? Tim, what's you're most surprised about on the positive side?
Well, my positive one, you should mention them, but I like the Miami Dolphins I think we named probably the three most impressive outcomes of the season with the Lions, Dolphins, and Eagles. Yeah, obviously. And the Dolphins, I think it's because the Dolphins got cool all of a sudden. They got Tyreek and they got a new coach who's actually good, and they have an identity, and Tua's playing good.
Yeah.
And I think the Dolphins. I honestly was like a Tua. I thought Tua was like shit. I thought it was a bust, and now he's had a pretty good
MVP
season so
candidate
far.
now.
Yeah.
He's number one in Pro Bowl votes in the entire league.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. Actually.
And what about both ex-Alabama quarterbacks?
Hurts and Tua.
That's even bizarre.
Dude, Bama,
and then
insane.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, he's all right.
Alabama's insane. I mean, that's the best.
I know.
It's so weird how they have like a huge they're just like by far the best organization in college football, no matter what.
I mean, like Detroit,
they produce like huge NFL stars just every single year at every position. It's crazy.
Yeah, like Detroit had Bama rookie wide receiver who's been out the entire year come in week for his first game and he scored a touchdown.
All right, Tim, what are you most disappointed with?
I have two that we didn't say. Well, first off, it's the Raiders.
Yeah.
They're just completely garbage, and they were so hyped, and I thought they were going to be so good. Like I was like, how is Derek Carr, who like usually starts off every year great? They now have the best receiver in the league by far, and they have Josh Jacobs, who I didn't even expect to be as good as he is, playing super good.
Another Bama player, the only Bama running back who we all thought wasn't amazing. Well, guess what? He is. He actually is
top three, easily top three this season.
Yeah,
I bet
easily top five.
He's probably one of the best statistically.
He is. He's top five. What he's been doing every statistic.
Yeah, and so definitely the Raiders disappointing as shit. I mean that's. I thought they were going to be like I could win the Super Bowl. You know,
it's funny because Jacobs and Adams are both putting up like really good numbers the entire year.
Yeah, but they don't win for shit. Yeah, they don't win at all. And then the other team that I
heard is annoying.
The other team that
guy's
like
useless.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Why is Waller?
He didn't get a season-ending injury, did he? Like
the greatest.
Why is Waller
guy?
He's been in and out doing nothing.
Why doesn't he have 1,000 yards?
He's terrible.
Touchdowns? Like,
I mean, now he obviously has a season-ending injury, but like before, he was still doing nothing. Even games he was in.
Yeah, a lot of.
I won't be drafting him next year.
Now,
and my team to mention for another team that disappointed me that we didn't say that disappoints everyone. I already know what you're going to say. Never mind. We probably don't because they weren't even like no one cares about the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals should have been like.
I agree.
James Conner off his 15 touchdown. I became like for some reason I kind of like the Cardinals and I do always have liked the Cardinals. Even though
I just like James Conner and I like Hopkins because he's on the fantasy team.
Yeah, and like I was like I just feel like they're cool and should obviously play better than they do, and they don't. I mean you could say the same thing about like the Chargers, like they just disappoint, but they're actually like they have playoff hopes and shit. But the Cardinals that was terrible. I mean it's terrible.
The Cardinals are done.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah,
and they lost Christian Kirk, which I think is weird because he's like really good on the Jags, which is fun.
Yeah,
that might have actually mattered if they had him in there still, but
they literally have Hopkins, Hollywood Brown. They have Hopkins, Hollywood Brown,
they have Rondale Moore, who's good. Yeah,
AJ Green, who's
everyone they need. Good for a fourth string receiver.
Zach Ertz at tight end, James Conner. AJ Green at fourth string.
With Connor, who's pretty good. That guy.
And if you ask me, I'd rather have Kyler than Lamar, but I'm the only person on the planet.
I thought I would too.
I don't know.
You would think Kyler's like a prototype quarterback.
Kyler reminds me of prime Russell Wilson. So
yeah, that is
Lamar,
like a Russell Wilson.
Lamar reminds me of a guy that is inconsistent.
I mean, maybe Kyler on another team. I don't know.
Well, didn't you like?
He's got the best receiver ever. He's got DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought Kyler was like a Mahomes, like the next Mahomes, with like up there with the.
I think Kyler's just small and overrated.
No,
it's probably true.
Of all the bad teams we mentioned, which one of those for next season? So after the draft comes up in 2023, which one of those teams, if any, Raiders, Denver, Cardinals, Steelers?
Also, we need to throw in the Rams, obviously. They're 4.
The Rams. Oh, yeah. Talk about disappointment. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest disappointment.
So which of those teams, including...
disappointing as shit.
I mean, I think... Well, I don't know if... We're not disappointed with the Steelers' season. We didn't expect...
I wouldn't include the Steelers because there's no reason for them to like have a good season.
Yeah, we didn't think they would. Right. So of those other teams, the bad teams, which one... for 23 next season will actually be good.
Steelers have more wins than all those teams.
Well, that's true.
Which is even more ridiculous.
Right.
Well, that's hard to say too, because like these are all teams that we expect to be good because they have good rosters.
I know who I would want.
Who do you think?
Somehow the Cardinals still.
Yeah, because the talent and they're young. I mean, they got young
Tyler, Hopkins, Connor. Yeah, it's just like,
and the franchise just seems more like they're capable of actually ever doing anything, whereas the Raiders don't seem like they are to me. Really, I know the Broncos.
Denver Carr isn't going to get better. This was Carr's MVP year. If he was going to be good, he would have been good this year.
Well, he should have just had his classic, like at least good at the beginning of the season, which he didn't do.
Yeah. So if we had to bet, we would say the team with the most chance to be successful that's currently disappointing probably would be the Cardinals.
I don't hate the Broncos because, like, obviously they have to figure something out because they're like a franchise that's like used to not being.
I look at it this way: Russell Wilson's only going to get worse. Derek Carr's only going to get worse. Yeah. Kyler can get better. Hopkins,
the problem with the Broncos is they would have to make like crazy drastic changes,
right? They'd have to make changes. They don't have any money or draft.
Yeah, they would have to get rid of the guy that they just brought in.
Denver,
they have to get rid of Russ.
No, would Denver's have to get rid of Russ for the next 4 or 5 years.
As long as Wilson's there, they're probably screwed. So I would say Cardinals too.
Yeah, so Denver and the Rams are both screwed and really aren't going to be able to turn it. Although the Rams might just magically play better next year.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think the Rams are probably just
next year from here. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
it's just impossible to say. Maybe they could sneak in one more good year next year. Yeah.
How many seasons has that guy played? Cooper Kupp's probably just going to retire soon. Like here he goes. He's not that 30, old. No, he's not that old. He's not that old. He shouldn't be that old. But he's not even around.
30, so.
It's just so weird what the name you hear Cooper Kupp like before that season. It meant
didn't even know.
Isn't that so weird?
Different thing. It was.
I don't think anyone has ever flipped from Cooper Kupp, average NFL wide receiver, and who gives.
To the best.
That's
the single best receiver season of all time by far.
Makes no sense.
Triple crown.
Nobody said Minnesota, or did we? Is maybe a surprise positive.
Oh, that's a really good positive.
I don't think you can say that because
we thought they'd be good.
A lot of people thought they were going to win the division before the season started.
Yeah,
I think that's because people know what Kirk
and they got
does.
Jefferson.
Yeah,
we saw Kirk throw like 40 touchdowns and 7 picks last year.
Yeah. Kirk is the ultimate average quarterback, but he's really good. Like he's the ultimate. Like you put him in there and he can win if your team's good. Doesn't matter. Like
you have a good team. Like this is he's more than average because if you have a good team around him, he'll play really good. But if you have an average team around him, he's going to play really average. And if you have a bad team around him, he's going to play really bad.
Yeah, which is good, which is fine. I mean, that can win a Super Bowl.
It is
as
fine.
long as your team's good.
It is fine.
All right, well, there's to another year of Pro Football Fast Break.
Happy New Year.
It's a brand new year. How about
2023.
that? 2023, baby. It's here. 2023. 2023. 2023. 2023.
2023.
2023. 2023. 2023.
2023. 2023. 2023.
Thanks for listening to Pro Football Fast Break. Be here each week as the guys bring you a fresh take from the world of pro football. Until next time.
Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50 pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-525-8891. 800-525-8891. That's 800-525-8891.